The launch of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 has likely been a disappointment for Activision and Microsoft. The first thing that stuck out to the public was the lack of users playing the game on Steam. When the game launched on the 13th, many expected to see numbers similar to those of Black Ops 6. Instead, the game has failed to cross the 100,000 concurrent player mark. There's certainly reasons for that. The game is available on Xbox Game Pass, so players could be playing there. It's also on Battle.net, which doesn't have forward-facing numbers. Then, we don't know how successful it is on console, which is where I play, and have captured this aggressively mediocre gameplay that you're seeing while I discuss the lackluster launch. Outside of the multiplayer, which in my experience of about 5 hours is pretty solid, players seem rather disappointed in the release. Last year saw the inclusion of a Cold War-style political thriller set in the 90s, complete with double crosses and over-the-top action that fans have come to love from the series. This year, the single-player campaign doesn't exist. Not that there isn't a story mode, but you aren't able to play it the same way that you could in the past. It's tied into the multiplayer, and you have to go out of your way in order to play it solo. Since the game was designed for co-op play, you aren't given AI allies and have to struggle through a game mode that was not meant to be played alone. Instead of a well-written, interesting campaign, players are left with a disappointing follow-up to the beloved story of Black Ops 2. It's over the top, but in a way that leaves much to be desired, trading in quality for spectacle and receiving middling reviews in the process. But the campaign isn't the only thing drawing the ire of the internet. Over the past few years, Activision has leaned more and more into the use of AI art in Call of Duty. What started as advertisements and promotional images soon went to weapon skins and this year, calling cards. If you've been on the internet this year, you likely recall the time period where many people were generating Studio Ghibli-style art from their pictures. Well, Activision has included calling cards in that style. I understand that major companies see AI art as a way to get more art done cheaper, and not having to pay artists to design things probably does save them a lot of money, but I don't think they fully grasp the negative connotation that comes along with the use of AI art. When I see a game using it, I'm instantly suspicious of the quality of the product. If they don't have the passion to put their best foot forward with human art, I feel like they aren't going to have the passion to make the game a quality experience. It comes off as cheap and lazy, an easy identifier of a company solely in it for the money instead of creating a quality product. I doubt that people calling the shots at these companies see this as too much of a big deal. To them, it's all about the numbers, but the AI art use is a symptom of the degradation of quality we've seen in all phases of life as companies work to wring every last dollar out of their customers. Companies that started as projects to supply customers with a quality product for a fair price are now left as soulless husks of what they once were, hollowed out by investors and people who don't understand what their customers actually want. I'm surprised at the backlash to ARC raiders using AI voices trained on their actors for the use of in-game callouts hasn't been applied as widely to Black Ops 7. Certainly Activision could afford to pay artists, but they're choosing not to. Eurogamer gave ARC Raiders a 2 out of 5 despite praising the actual gameplay due to the use of AI, but Black Ops 7 was given a 3. It feels like Eurogamer is hesitant to hold the larger game to the same standard, with the likely reason being the advertising dollars at stake. Or at least that's my theory. Undoubtedly, their site has tons of Call of Duty advertisements right now as Activision tries to get as many people into the game as possible. That being said, ARC Raiders is dominating the multiplayer charts with over 300,000 concurrent players in the last 24 hours on Steam. And that's due in large part to it just being an entertaining property. Likewise, Call of Duty's most direct competitor, Battlefield 6, has seen a 24-hour peak of over 300,000 players on Steam, which should come as little surprise given that they made a big deal about returning to their roots and providing a classic grounded Battlefield experience this year, which has paid off handsomely. I know that it's unlikely that Black Ops 7 will be seen as a total failure, but it's my hope that it does wake Activision and Microsoft up to the fact that they simply can't rest on their laurels. If you consistently provide the fans with disappointing content, you'll get disappointing results. Perhaps Call of Duty is too big to fail, and this video and the conversations that inspired it will be forgotten, but let's hope that that isn't the case. In the next entry, you can get back to what players loved about Call of Duty. So, have you played Black Ops 7 yet? If so, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is this controversy as compelling for you as a consumer? Are you somebody who's just playing ARC Raiders or Battlefield 6 instead of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and that's why you're not playing it this year, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. We have videos like this coming out every single week. We also have our spin-off channels, which include Those Fake Nerds for nerd and pop culture news, Better Radio, which is our podcasting channel, Wicked Sports, where we cover sports, and our newest channel, Wicked Scary, where we talk about cryptids and urban legends. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and we will see you in the next one.